everybody, this is Kirsten with Up North Adventure. How are you? We're well. We're out in the woods today, and I thought I would kind of go through a step-by-step today on our maple syrup process. We haven't been in the woods much this week. We've had a snowstorm and an ice storm, but I did get out here yesterday and get it fired up and try to get a little boil on. But we haven't been able to harvest much sap this week because it doesn't flow when it's below 32 degrees. And it's been quite frozen this last few days. There's a little bit of sap in the bags, but I'm not even going to harvest today because it's still only about 27 degrees today. It is supposed to be 40 here in the next couple of days, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we're supposed to have another bit of a snowstorm, but we still have sap to boil. But I thought I would just go through and give you a bit of a process. Gloves are frozen. So this year is our guinea pig year, our let's feel out this process and see what our trial and errors are. Our biggest thing is firewood. Firewood. With all this plague going on this year, we didn't get a wood splitter like we were supposed to, and our building that we ordered for our evaporator didn't come. As a matter of fact, the guy called me like 3 days ago and said, hey, this is the guy from the place. I have your building. Do you still want it? And it's like, do I want that? Do I want to spend the money on the little building when now it's almost the time where I want a bigger building? So I have to make that choice. I could use a little building for wood. It's a choice now that I have to make. I don't know. So this year we chose to do 50 trees. We tapped 50 trees, and our goal next year is to do 100. And then the year after, 150, and then add 50 every year up until we can't add any more. Because obviously we have enough trees that we could add 50 every year for a long time. But we'll just see how it goes. So a little bit of fact about maple sap and maple syrup. It takes approximately 40 gallons of maple sap directly out of a maple tree, boiled down to equal 1 gallon of maple syrup. So the boiling is actually starting to make a difference. It's really starting to come down now. You can get commercial defoamers for your maple syrup, but I don't like to do that. I just skim it off. You can also use some sort of like butter as a defoamer. I think the commercial defoamer is a form of oil of some sort. I don't know. I haven't read it actually. I'm not that big yet. I imagine someday I might have to resort to something like that, but I don't do that at present. I just skim it off. It's starting to get a really nice golden color. There's still ice falling from the trees from our ice storm yesterday. When I was out here yesterday, I was like getting pelted with ice, so I didn't stay out here very long yesterday. I just brought it up to a boil and kind of let it go and went home because I felt I was in a dangerous situation. So it's been boiling now for probably 3 hours now, which means it's probably little over 3 hours, so it's probably come down almost 40 gallons, and we'll probably go another hour, and I should be able to draw off a few gallons and take it home and finish it. So yeah, good stuff. So I've come to the conclusion that there's either a design flaw with this evaporator or they've given me a wrong component. With the thermometer that's on this evaporator, every time it gets close to coming to temperature, the syrup level drops below the end of the thermometer. I'll show you. And then you have no idea where you are with the syrup. So you might realize that there's a lot of waiting around when it comes to boiling maple sap. So, yeah, but today it's kind of beautiful out. Again, I'm not sure how warm it is, but it's warmed up a lot since we got here. Oh. The service out here is kind of sporadic. It comes and goes at will. Like 1 minute I'll have service and the next minute I won't. So I just text and set it aside, and texts come and go at at will, pretty much. So the thermometer level had read almost to 0. And then the level of the syrup in the pan dropped below the level of the thermometer, and now it's creeping down. So the level of the syrup goes below the thermometer before the syrup ever comes to temperature. So I'm going to have to call her and find out if maybe there was a longer thermometer that was supposed to come with this evaporator and I just didn't get it. So, yeah, I've never been able to get syrup off this evaporator. Theoretically, you're supposed to be able to draw syrup off of the evaporator out in the woods, and I've never been able to do that. I have to take it home and finish it on the stove, which is a little, frustrating with the amount of money I've paid for this evaporator. But I'm almost to the point where I can draw off, because you're supposed to work it down to like an inch or an inch and a half in the pan, and we're almost there. It's been a long day, let me tell you. Fred gave up and went to the car to eat Cheetos, so he'll be back. And our blue sky is going away. We have another storm coming in tomorrow, and it's getting chilly.
Well, we gotta worry about putting the lid on there. How's it gonna fit with that?
It should fit. It'll probably melt down in a minute anyway. It's already melting down.
Oh, this is like blood red.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Is there another one that's we'll brick that when we get home and see how close we are.
I don't think so.
So I think we've got probably
That's
close
full.
to 3 gallons or more. Woohoo!
I think.
It's just still really warm. I just want it So I think I ended up with about 3 gallons drawn off today. I have 2 gallons in here and another gallon in the bucket that I will keep adding. I'll bring it up to, it's 212 plus whatever. I'll have to look at the barometric pressure and then go put it on the scale. It tells you how many degrees over boiling that it needs to be today to come to Brix. But then I also have a hydrometer. You fill this with syrup and you put the little hydrometer in it and it floats to where it's supposed to be. There's a little mark on this thing that tells you exactly where Brix is. And that's a perfect syrup, perfect maple syrup, the perfect density of maple syrup. So we'll just keep going and see where we end up. It's getting close. So the syrup finally made it up to 220 degrees. The syrup will rise with the bubbles, and it did it. So let's check the Brix. So it's floating at a Brix of 59. That's where it needs to be legally to sell maple syrup. So we're there. Looks good. Now we gotta bottle it. First we need to filter it again. So this is all strained and ready to go. And it's probably at a temperature of about 190 degrees. You want to bottle it somewhere between 185 and 195. Now when I get my bottles, what they told me was if they're in the box upside down, they're pre-sterilized. But if they're in the box right side up, you need to sterilize. Now my quarts come pre-sterilized, so I didn't have to sterilize them. I do mostly quarts. That's my goal, is to get a lot of quarts done this year. Wonder who I'm talking to? That's gonna be a perfect quart. Now I fill these right up to the absolute top of the jar. See that? Goes right up to the top. And inside the lid there's a styrofoam that needs to be heated. So I'll put that on there super tight and I'll lay it down. Oh, that's hot. I lay it down for a few minutes. And what that does is that heats that styrofoam up that's in the top and it seals it. And then when it seals, this is what happens. It draws it down and seals it. It's pretty cool. Okay, I just wanted to share my final step that I do with my jars before I put them away. I have these shrink seal rings that go on the jar. I have two different sizes. One is a 41 millimeter and the other one is a 31 millimeter and a 46 millimeter. And you just put them over the jars and you kind of just put it to where when it shrinks it goes over the edge of the top. And the first couple of ones I did it and they kind of like melted and came off. It was good. So now I just kind of hold it and just watch. Pretty quick. That one's a little too big for this can, but now I gotta get the little one. Done. Cute, huh? So that's pretty simple. Now I'll just put them in their boxes until I get labels for them, and then I will sell them at the farmer's market. So if you're new here, or if you've been here before, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, follow, subscribe for more maple syrup adventures. It's gonna be fun. See you later. This is Kirsten. Catch you on the next one. Bye.